until the start of the race. Looking pretty sunny in Suzuka. Looking pretty sunny, has to be said. There's the YouTube video for anyone on Twitch. I'll pin that dog for some reason. There we go. Perfecto. I think Red Bull are going to be too far ahead for anyone to beat. But I think there's going to be a close fight between Lando, Carlos, Alonso, the Mercs. Bearing in mind, there was like half a tenth between 4th and 7th, like, or 4th and 8th. There was barely anything between all of them. So depending on strategy and the start and what have you, there could be a really close fight between all of those cars. We'll just have to see. I don't see anyone beating Max, though, if I'm being honest. I'm hoping that the upgrade in Imola that Ferrari are bringing, which apparently is substantial, will put them further towards Red Bull. And so I'm really, really hoping that upgrade's going to move them forward and we're going to have more of an ebb and flow from that point onwards. I mean, obviously we'll have to see, but supposedly it is a rather big upgrade that they're bringing, that they're hoping is going to move them forward. And they're not a million miles away in certain tracks so far this season. Obviously, Charles didn't have a good session and he wasn't quite sure why. But Carlos had a good lap. So there is performance there. Obviously, Carlos did fantastic, in Australia as well. Yeah, George isn't getting on the podium, is he? Nor is Lewis. I mean, not well. I mean, I say that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if something happens ahead of him. One thing when we were talking yesterday as well about Yuki Tsunoda and Daniel Ricciardo and the fact that Ricciardo, needs to improve, and he was like barely half a tenth away from Yuki this race, wasn't he? The one thing we didn't consider, and I had forgotten about it, was Daniel didn't have any running in FP1 or FP2. FP1, he was replaced by the young rookie, Iwasa, so he didn't have any running in FP1. And then FP2 was pretty much rained off for all the drivers. So Daniel only had 1 hour of practice in FP3. So to be fair, fair is fair and all that. Timek, how you doing? Mercedes got 2 sets of hards as well. I'll tell you the tyres before we get cooking here. So Verstappen's got 1 set of hard. Verstappen and Perez have got 1 set of hard, new sets of hards, and 2 new sets of mediums. Russell and Hamilton have got 2 new sets of hards and 1 new medium. Leclerc and Sainz have got 1 hard, 2 medium. So all the top teams, well, actually, no, Piastri and Norris have got 2 hards and 1 medium as well, the same as Mercedes. But Ferrari and Red Bull are the opposite. They've got 2 mediums and 1 hard. Alonso has 1 hard, 1 medium, 1 soft. There's a very good chance Fernando Alonso starts on the soft tyre. I don't think we've seen the tyres just yet. Very good chance Alonso will start on the softs, I think. And then he'll run hard. Well, I mean, he either starts on the soft or he ends on the soft, right? One of the two. He might want to get that electric Fernando Alonso start, though, you know? Round 4 already. I'm looking forward to when all these early races are over. Once the Chinese Grand Prix's been at 8 a.m, although, 8 a.m's fine. I'm up earlier than that most days anyway. But these 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock starts, they can bugger off. But after that, it's all normal times, apart from a few, late races then. Because Miami, Canada, that sort of thing. Timac, I don't really support a team, to be honest. I don't support
what do
teams.
you think on doing the diff?
I support drivers. Like, mostly the British guys, to be honest. Lando, Lewis. I don't really favour a team, though, to tell you the truth. I think when I was younger, I was a big Ferrari fan because of Michael Schumacher. But again, I think I was still more of a Schumacher fan than a Ferrari fan.
Quick side, I'm told.
I think I have a bit of a soft spot for McLaren, though.
Touch on the quick side.
I think I've got a bit of a soft spot for McLaren and Williams. Yeah, Vegas is so China is early, but after that the only other early race is Vegas, but that's at the end of the season, so we've basically boxed off most of the early starts in a row, like 3 races in a row: Australia, Japan, China, done. The best driver. Oh,
Why does not remind me, please?
I mean, objectively, you'd have to say Max, I think. I don't think anyone's performing at the level Max is performing. Objectively, I think you'd have to say Max is the best at the minute. I don't think anybody could objectively argue with that. Oh, trunched. I think Baku's early for me, but as in earlier than most normal races, but I think it's only like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock. Normally races are at 2 or 3, so it's a few hours earlier, but it's not morning. Yeah, see, I'm fortunate, really, and I know this. Being where I am in the UK, there is 4 races in the season that are early, like 4 a.m, 5 a.m, 6 a.m.
Yeah, let's be on it, guys.
Most of the races are midday,
so
and then there's a few that are in the evening, like 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the evening. Still reasonable times. Canada, Mexico, Austin. So we're lucky because there's, out of a 23 season calendar, only 4 races are at like really early times. The rest are all at midday or early evening. Whereas a lot of people, if you live in America, the races are at obscene times every time. Fernando Alonso on the soft tyres. Oh yeah, 2 a.m. Hmm. So, all of the top 12 are on medium tyres, bar from Fernando Alonso. Now, the thing is, Mercedes didn't have a new set of mediums, nor did McLaren, so they've put a used set of mediums on. So, yeah, only Alonso is on the soft tyres. Yeah, I'll be streaming all the races to Mech this year. You know, there might be races that circumstances might mean that I won't be able to cover, but the plan is to stream all of the races, yeah. Yeah, because degradation's meant to be really high around here. It's going to be a two-stop anyway, and temperature's gone up. So those softs, I think, are going to go off pretty early, especially with a full car, a car full of fuel. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Alonso. Most of the drivers in the bottom of the field are on soft, by the way. We didn't really speak about them. Hulkenberg in 12th, down to Gasly in 17th, are all on the softs. Magnussen and Zhou Guan Yu are on the mediums. So no drivers decided to start on the hard tyres. It's a mixture of medium and soft, with the top 11 all on medium, bar from Alonso. So that's going to be spicy. As English, preferably, William. Sorry. As always, I will tell you when the lights start, so you can pause the stream, sync it up, do whatever you wish. Spindrift, how you doing? Quite slow getting to the grid here. I hope Yuki Tsunoda has a good race. I'd like to see Daniel have a good race as well. Lance Stroll creeping forward. Calm down, Lance. You're moving, mate. Right, here we go. Almost. Lights. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. Yeah, it was a good start from Max there. Oh, Alonso had a good start on the softs. If someone went off there. Oh! Albon! Oh. That's not good for Williams. They still don't have a spare chassis until May, guys. Red flag. Oh, Ricardo! No! Oh, Daniel, you didn't need that, mate. Oh, Daniel. Oh, the timings didn't update. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn this... Having the track map on a different screen, it won't update. Oh, guys. I didn't need this for a 6 a.m. race. Those tyres are literally old-style tyres that... Daniel Ricciardo Williams. Just to be... I mean, listen. It wouldn't surprise me if Williams pull Logan Sargent out of his car right now and go, Albon, you're getting in Sargent's car. Sargent, sorry, bye. So Williams don't have a spare chassis until May. If that chassis's damaged, could be trouble. Like, if it's damaged and it can't be repaired. Right, we're watching the start again. Good start from Max. I'm trying to find out. Yeah, Yuki Tsunoda had a bad start, I think. I think Albon's to blame for that one, you know. We're watching on board from Albon now. Oh.
Yeah, it was a good start, but was boxed in with Magnus.
Yeah, that is a difficult one. Now I've seen the onboard. That's not really... I think that is just a racing incident. That's...
So cars involved in turn 3, Ricciardo and Albon, they're both out the car and okay.
Yeah. Ricciardo just drifted over and Albon's tried to send it. And there was room. I think Danny's just drifted over and there's the slightest of contacts, wasn't there?
Chris, once again, it's that second fade. I've just got no grip.
I would say it's a racing incident, but I agree. I think if you had to apportion blame ever so slightly more would be on Danny Ricciardo.
You can switch off, jump out, head back to the garage, and we'll get you on the intercom.
We had a crash early on between Daniel Ricciardo and Alex Albon. Laura, it's essentially Alex Albon on the soft tyres trying to go around the outside into turn 3. Daniel Ricciardo, maybe hasn't seen him, drifts over. They make contact front axle to front axle. Well, front axle of Alex Albon to the rear axle of Daniel Ricciardo, and off they go, both into the barriers, currently in a red flag as they're going to repair the barriers. Big concern for Williams now. That is the only chassis they had, actual chassis, fully working chassis. The other one was a repaired chassis that Logan Sargent is racing with. So, yeah, I think it's a racing incident. I'm not saying that anyone should be blamed necessarily. I do think it's a very unfortunate racing incident at the start of a race, but look at Yuki. He's just like a little... He just hops up on that wall and he's so flexible. So it's going to be another standing start, which just adds to the trouble, doesn't it? I don't think anyone really gained in the top 10. Everyone's still in pretty much the same positions. Tsunoda lost out. Tsunoda lost out big time. I really didn't want a delay, guys. I wanted, early race. I wanted it. The front of the chassis on that Williams doesn't look too bad. The front wing, it's hard to know because the damage is on the right-hand side, which I can't see right now. So the worry is if a suspension arm has gone through the chassis or something like that when it's impacted the tyre barriers, which we can't really see. First glance, it doesn't look that bad, but it's big cost for Williams. We've got to consider the cost as well. They've had, 2 races with huge accidents. It's going to really impact their upgrades coming forward. Come for Suzuka, stay for Sakura. Interesting.
Yeah, all okay. Confirm with the driver, Joe.
Oh, that's a very good point as well. It's only lap 2, but you can change tyres now. Red flag means you could change tyres. Oh, it's definitely Daniel Ricciardo's fault. I don't want to apportion blame, but when you see it from that angle, he does move over quite a way to the right, and Albon's already well alongside him. I'm still saying racing incident, but when you see it, it is... Like, Albon's all alongside him. It's almost front axle to front axle, and then Daniel Ricciardo just moves across. When you see it from the far angle, you see how much he moves across to the right.
Yeah, it was a good start.
It's
but,
really,
was
really
Boxley with
close.
practice,
I appreciate it's
so I
not
couldn't-
like,
Sargent got me
you know,
back.
it's a racing start, so it's not. Yeah, he does. He looks to his left and he drifts to the right. He doesn't realise that Albon's there, I don't think. He doesn't realise that he doesn't realise Albon's there. He's looking to his left. He's more concerned with the Aston on his left. Yeah, it's very unfortunate, that is, for both drivers. Very unfortunate. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Christ, how many vehicles do they need down to repair one tyre barrier? What the hell? Why is that truck... Why is that truck lifted up like that? Hmm. The Sky remote isn't working. Yeah, Yuki dropped to 12th, but the question is, where would he have been at the timing section? That's the question.
So they are repairing the barriers Okay, we believe around 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. And they will give us a 10-minute warning, and it will be a standing start. Yes, you can.
I wonder if anyone will change to a hard. Hmm. So Verstappen, Perez. Yeah, no.
Are we keeping the same?
Let's go recharge on.
positions?
Recharge on. I will let you know on positions in case there's a change. For now, stay as you are, and we're going to line up in the fast lane.
Hmm. They're just replaying all the radio when they're told. Hmm. What's that? Knuckles streaming April 26th on Paramount. New Sonic related film, presumably? I know it's a Sonic movie, but is it is it a movie or is it a series? Japanese crowd are absolutely loving it, aren't they? Let's have a look. Knuckles, unironically, it's nothing to do with the Japanese Grand Prix, but me and Joe finally started watching Shogun over the weekend. We've only watched one episode. I've been waiting for him to build up. Brilliant. Yeah, it's a TV series. Hmm. Well, the barriers seem repaired, so we should be getting going soon enough. Now the Aramco just says ram. Where it got rammed. Hey, Logan. Do you know what Logan's thinking? Logan sat there going, mate, do I have to give him my car again? Should I even bother going to China? That's what Logan's thinking. Logan's like, am I going to China or not? Is he having my chassis? Imagine Albon crashes his car, takes Logan's. Logan then has to use the repaired chassis, Albon then crashes through no fault of his own, admittedly. Logan's chassis, and imagine if that's damaged beyond repair. He then has to go and take his original repaired chassis off Logan as well, and Logan's just like, what? Oh no. Why is the race resuming in 11 minutes? That's a very specific time. Why not 14:30? Why 14:32? That probably has to be a specific time warning or something. They will get a 10-minute warning, yeah. I suppose that's what it is. So that'll just be the earliest time for the 10-minute warning. Just on the surface, it seems like a weird specific time, doesn't it? Ferrari look like they're changing tyres. Ferrari look like they're changing tyres. You wouldn't want to start on Hadz, would you? Yeah. We've done that joke already, Michael. Well, they can't because they can't take his car now that the race has started. But yeah, as a meme, it's solid. As a joke, it's solid. I didn't know Pierre Gasly was religious. I've never seen him doing that before. I've never seen him doing the cross in the front of his car before. Pray to the asphalt gods. Yeah, maybe. The racing gods. Right, they're all getting back in the cars. 8 minutes. What is that? What is that Piastri poster? Yeah, standing start again. So everyone who got it right the first time's got to get it right again. It's going to be very interesting to see if anyone swaps tyres. Oh. I think the Red Bull could put the hards on and get away with it, but I'm not sure the other teams behind will want to risk it off the start. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, Mercedes have two sets of hards, and McLaren have two sets of hards. Red Bull only have one new set of hards, but two mediums. Now, maybe everyone will stick on, the problem is that we think it's going to be a two-stop. So only 2 laps in, if you stop now, you probably, even if you change tyres now, you're probably still going to have to stop twice. So is it worth it? Yeah, yeah, maybe. Oh, it's so unfortunate for Albon. It really is. Oh. Danny Ricciardo had a terrible start as well. Because Yuki must have had a worse start because Yuki came past Daniel and Yuki started ahead of him. Hmm. That little girl was like,
yeah, 0.15
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm here against my will. That guy holding the Hamilton. Yay. Yay. Oh, God.
There's 3.5 minutes to go
That's
on.
funny.
We expect to only get tyre info once the cars leave the pit lane. So Cedric will confusingly explain that to you on the information.
Even if it's just while we're in traffic, we could just use the quick flip for the whole lap and then get it off if we want to open again.
10 seconds of race time for 2 laps of fuel. It's wild. Never give up, Checo. Right, guys. Yeah. No changes on the front there. Medium, medium. We're cracking on.
Confirmed it will be a standing start on the grid. You'll be in P16, which is on the right-hand side, effectively.
Oh, Hadz on Hamilton.
Started before.
Oh, God. Oh, that's bold. That's a big gamble. Yeah. Good call. It was 30 minutes in the end. Well, I don't think he will gain that big because I think there's still going to be 2 stops. I think it's just going to be still 2 stops. I'm not sure he's really going to gain. They've put both Mercedes on the hard tyre as well, not just Hamilton. Ocon, Gasly and Sargent have all gone hards as well. You've got Alonso still on the softs, and then Piastri, Leclerc, Sainz, Norris, Perez, Verstappen stayed on their medium tyres. But behind Russell, who's now starting on the hards, you've got Hülkenberg, Bottas and Tsunoda all starting on the softs. And behind Hamilton on the hard, you've got Leclerc in the medium. The one thing I will say here, Mercedes can go hard from here because they've officially ran the medium. Mercedes might be thinking we can go hard, and do 1 stop because they've run the medium now, whereas other cars will have to do 2 stops. I don't know. The start's going to be pivotal for those Mercedes, though. Right, they're all lining up. I'll tell you when the lights go on again. Where can you watch the full race? Depends on where you live, Lean. Sky, ESPN, F1 TV.
So ahead of you.
It's not on Freeview TV. It's all paid service.
On Ala as well. So you're racing both Alpine, the other car around you. Probably
Right, last car's lining up.
So remember, we're playing the long game here.
This start's going to be very interesting. Green flag at the back. 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5. Go. Another good start for Verstappen. Bad start from Hamilton.
C6 position 1 before the burnouts. Purple C6 position 1.
Charles Leclerc thinks already got ahead of him. Oh no, he just stayed ahead, I think. No. Charles Leclerc's got through. I mean, like I say, it's starting on the hards, and now he's got Tsunoda behind him now on softs. Russell, I think, yeah, I think Russell's behind him as well. It's going to take a while for those Mercedes to... For some reason, it's not showing Yuki Tsunoda's transponder. It's showing him down in 17th, but he's not. He's in 9th. Yuki Tsunoda is not one lap down. He's in 9th. In between the two Mercedes. Okay. Do you know what? They didn't really change positions again at that start, did they? I'm quite surprised, really.
Mode push, mode push.
So now the race for Mercedes, at least, is to see what they can do on the hard tyres and whether they can potentially do a one-stop or not. But for the front guys, I don't think Mercedes will be much of a concern to them. It's just really now to see the overall pace of Carlos Sainz and Norris compared to those two Red Bulls. I don't think they'll have the pace of Verstappen, though. And apparently Gasly and Ocon making contact. There we go, Tsunoda's...
And reset brake balance when you can.
Perez still within DRS of Verstappen at the minute. Oh, actually, he's just, as I say that, he just dropped out of it. No, he is still in it. Yeah, what happened to Hülkenberg? Did anyone see? Hülkenberg has dropped to 17th on the soft tyres. George Russell gets past Yuki Tsunoda, which is interesting because Russell's on the hards and Tsunoda's on the softs. The softs already going off? Oh, Hülkenberg didn't get off the line. Something happened to Hülkenberg off the line just watching this replay.
White H13 position 8, White H13 position 8, Leclerc 1.3.
Christ, Russell did have a big lockup, didn't he? Yeah, they haven't. The Red Bulls haven't stormed away, but they are, you know. I mean, they are, you know, comfortably ahead.
Tires, we need to go status 3.
Everyone's dropped out of DRS, according to this, in the top 10. Everyone's dropped out of DRS. Go on, Lance Stroll. Absolute god, Lance Stroll, isn't he, on the soft tyre? What a lad. Yeah, Checo's keeping Max honest at the minute. The gap's only just over a second. Max hasn't completely stormed away, which is obviously good news. Oh, Perez! Jesus Christ! Oh, he's lost half a second there. Perez. Yeah, Perez just lost. As I was just bigging him up, he just lost a ton of time there.
It's important for us to get past him if you can.
Yeah, he's all right, but just ran a little bit wide. Gave the curb a cheeky tickle. Just watching the replay. Yeah, a lot of understeer there. The problem is that Perez, you know, staying within a couple of seconds of Max, we're all like, oh my god, that's so good. I think Max is probably not even in top gear yet, though. Max will just be conserving. He'll have another level if he needs to go to it. Bottas already pitted off those softs. I tell you who's doing a good job on those softs is Alonso, because everyone else on the softs has been struggling. Like Tsunoda struggled after a few laps. So Bottas already onto the hards. So, Max pulled out a little bit of a gap now, 2.2. And another bad stop for Sauber, but 4 seconds is good for them considering the last few races they've had 30 plus second stops. So, so they'll be happy with 4 seconds. Tsunoda's pitting now off the softs. Alonso's doing well on those softs. The tyre whisperer.
I'm getting stuck, guys.
Tsunoda's going to come out behind Zhou Guan Yu, I think. Yeah. So, Sainz is a second and a bit behind Norris. Alonso isn't being caught by Piastri just yet, despite the fact that those soft tyres you would assume would be very much degrading.
And we are going plan A. Plan A.
Carlos Sainz looked quite racy early on. He might just be conserving his tyres. Maybe they just don't quite have the speed of the McLaren. Yeah, Sainz saying that Lando's struggling a little bit. He has closed the gap a tiny bit as well. All of these cars here, Norris, Sainz, Alonso, Piastri, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, are all very close to each other. So it's going to be interesting with the Mercedes strategy, how that plays out.
Switch yellow, switch yellow.
Williams could really do with Logan Sargent putting in a shift here and getting some points, couldn't they? That would be something for them. Ah, Leclerc's all over the back at Piastri now. All over the back of him.
Full safety car windows open, please confirm. Full safety car.
Yeah.
And then people like Hulkenberg has pitted onto the hard, and the undercut power looks potentially quite big. Other cars have pitted as well, back to Tsunoda, who wasn't.
Yeah, Sainz is closing in on Norris, and Leclerc's all over the back of Piastri.
Okay, Valtteri, great job around the pit stop there.
Ooh. Oof. No, he wasn't quite close enough there, Charles Leclerc. George saying his steering is feeling weird. He did have a big lockup, yeah. He's closing in on Hamilton, though. Yeah, Alonso's struggling now. Russell's actually within DRS of Hamilton now, though. He has actually slowly been catching him.
And Valtteri, this pace overall is good for the tyres. Just back it off a little bit in turn 8.
Yeah, Alpine struggling. No surprise there. Good job, Logan. Hamilton's closed in quite a bit on Charles Leclerc as well. Yeah. Well, they're boxing. So they're boxing Norris after 11 laps on those mediums.
We're seeing high day
Morning, Tag.
on all the medium runners up ahead of us.
I feel like Hamilton had a really bad exit there because... Good stop from McLaren.
Okay, we would like a little bit more management in Sector 1 overall. Car ahead
Good
of you
shot
is
of the
Gasly.
suspension there, isn't it?
Tires feel much better than everything.
Oh. Why was he stationary for so long? Don't know what happened there. Russell looking a bit more racy than Hamilton at this point in the race. Hamilton maybe looks like he's struggling a little bit more to me. Either Hamilton's trying to conserve his tyres a bit more, or, you know, he just genuinely doesn't have the pace. But Russell's right on his gearbox with DRS. Piastri pitting. So Leclerc's now moved up. Come out in a fair bit of traffic, Piastri. Hamilton asking if he should let George by. Hamilton does look like he's struggling a little bit. That's weird, isn't it? They're telling Hamilton to swap positions. Wow, he lost loads of time doing that. Why did you do it there? Do it down the straight. What the hell? He lost like a second doing it there. Why are they swapping positions? Yeah, Zhou Guanyu's out. He had a problem last time. Gearbox problem with Zhou. That's why he was so slow in his first stop. That's very weird from Hamilton. He offered to let Russell by. You don't normally hear that, do you? Hmm. Interesting. So apparently Hamilton let Russell by because he's struggling a lot with understeer. Hmm. Boxing science. Boxing Perez as well.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. We do have damage.
Something's not right on the car. I'm just sliding all over the place.
Hmm. Perez stops. Good stop. You expect nothing less from Red Bull. Sainz had a good stop as well.
But now it's constant. I don't know when the drop off will come.
Norris is ahead of Perez. Now, they've obviously committed to a two-stop, which we knew it was going to be anyway, because Perez has come back out on the mediums, as has Sainz. But Norris gained so much by stopping early. The undercut was so strong. Norris on Hamilton now.
Maybe 0.2 more for the Hadz.
Norris will be straight past Hamilton here with DRS. Like, oh, round the outside. Beautiful. Beautiful. God, that Mercedes is slow, isn't it? Norris started ahead of him, has pitted, and now is back ahead of him, like after pitting. And they're on the same tyre. If you think about it, they're both going to have to do one more stop. Like, a Mercedes is so slow.
And investigating to do plan C.
Yeah, Hamilton bailed out of that, didn't he? Hamilton getting mugged off left, right, and centre here. Norris round the outside. Perez into 130. Yeah. Charles Leclerc is actually winning the race now, by the way, because he hasn't pitted.
Copy. Just think about how much more front you would want for next hard.
Hmm. They're talking about Norris beating Max. He doesn't have the pace for that. I mean, Norris has technically serviced both his tyre compounds. Whereas... this strategy's not working out for Mercedes. Because, like I say, they put the hard on at the restart, and now all the cars that were ahead of them have got far enough up the road that they could pit, and now they've overtaken them, meaning that there's... they've not... because everyone will have to pit one more time now. So Mercedes have really gained nothing. Yuki Tsunoda looking racy. Love to see it. Oh, Sainz.
Behind is Bottas. He is quite a bit quicker than us.
Yeah, I don't know about this strategy, guys. Nice race in there. Good move from Carlos.
Okay, Pierre, so we suggest not using the back left for sector 1. You'll get more stability without using the back left. You can go up on entry on mid.
Charles Leclerc's going very long on these medium tyres, by the way. Very long. Is he going to try and do a one-stopper? Is he going to try and go medium hard? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have explanation for that.
Of course he's not going to pass at 130R. He was nowhere near him, Crofty. Is he going to pass him at 130R as he's like fucking 5 car lengths back? Oh my god, look at that DRS efficiency. Look at how quick he is down the straight. It's like he's in a different series then. What's the DRS kicked in?
Trying to avoid the snaps in places like turn 7. We're in a race with Verstappen, Perez, Sainz. We all just have to fit it hard at some point.
Yeah, Lewis is like, change this, mate. Yeah, nice from Carlos again. Pretty much exactly the same from both Mercedes. Yeah. It was just, this is a stupid strategy from Mercedes. It really is. They've only got themselves to blame here, really.
So slow, mate.
So Perez now is caught up with Norris, because Norris obviously got ahead of Perez in the stops. Perez is actually now fairly far behind Max Verstappen. He was running, you know, right behind him, but now he's like sort of 3 to 5 seconds behind him.
Okay, Sven, we need to push now, please. Push now.
Oh, that was a bit of a late move from Perez, but fair play. But now Norris is going to get DRS, surely. Oh no, Perez still gets the DRS. He's made it work. Smart. Russell's pitting. Hamilton should have stayed ahead of Russell. They're both as slow as each other, honestly. He's now given himself a worse strategy because Russell will get to pit first. He should have just stayed ahead rather than offer himself up like that. Yeah, Bottas, Sargent, Tsunoda, and Stroll all pitting.
You to tell me that.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Oh god, it's a car park. Yeah, Charles Leclerc is on the medium tyre. He might actually make a one-stop work, you know. Because he's 5 seconds away from Verstappen now. I think he's going to try and go medium hard. He's done almost half the race on the mediums. Verstappen has to pit again. We know that because he's gone medium.
As we keep our S on, we're racing Ocon and pit exits.
Yeah, it was literally a stampede of cars. The Williams, the Sauber, Yuki Tsunoda. So we got Yuki Tsunoda, Sargent, Stroll. Christ. It's crazy. The great stop. Great stop from AlphaTauri there. So Perez has now caught Leclerc. Look at how far Hamilton is now behind Russell, right? After Russell pitted before him. Hamilton was about 3 seconds behind Russell. He's now 6.6 because of the delta on that fresh tyre. It's wild. And look now, both Mercedes, Russell is 13 seconds behind Piastri now. Strategy's just not worked. Those guys ahead could stop and again now and still be ahead of them. Like, strategy was terrible, honestly.
Pre-subscription received. Apparently you were doing something right, Captain.
Yeah, we'll see. Crone, thank you very much for the 18 months. I appreciate you, buddy. Russell doing the fastest lap of the race so far. I don't know how Leclerc is still on these medium tyres, by the way. Everyone else has been struggling on the hards. Charles Leclerc is like the real tyre whisperer.
So, yeah, on this medium tyre, it's looking at the moment a good tyre. Leclerc's still going. One of the Rebels has got past Norris.
Come on,
Norris was
Perez.
on the hard.
Leclerc's on tyres that are 26 laps old. Oh, he's gone off. Oh, Charles. His tyres are green now. Oh. Oh, no. Shame.
On max pace, mate. What's it with me?
Boxing Norris already? They've boxing Norris twice in the space that Leclerc hasn't even boxed yet. On the mediums. Norris has gone medium hard. What? They're boxing Leclerc now. What?
I just need rotation. It's too much unders there.
They're boxing Norris because of the threat from Russell. I mean, Leclerc's done a masterstroke here. He's jumped Norris. Oh, I tell you what, they weren't wrong. Russell was going to net be ahead of them on the track.
Late overtake only, Lance. Late overtake only. A bit of K0 in the lap will be good.
So Russell is now ahead of Norris. And they're on the same tyres, same, within a... Maybe I called it too soon, saying they fucked it. I don't know.
Because of the threat from Russell.
That McLaren's definitely quicker though, isn't it? Oh, right round the outside. Oy, oy, oy. Lovely.
Have a throbbing update again, please, Max.
I am happy now. This is good.
That was lovely. Presumably they're going to put Norris to the end now. Also, Perez is 10 seconds behind Verstappen now. Hamilton's only 4 seconds behind Russell now. He was 6.7. Almost 7 seconds behind him when he came out of the pits.
They had 30 to do in the second.
Very important move by Norris. I wonder if Norris has got the pace to catch Charles Leclerc now. A great race so far from Charles Leclerc, by the way. He stayed out so long on those mediums that it's made his race because he was able to keep a decent pace on those mediums. He's now stopped for Hadz. He's going to presumably try to go to the end. All the cars ahead of him have to stop again. But he'll then obviously be on older tyres. But, you know, we'll see how that plays out for him. Still, he's put himself in a decent position from where he was in, what was it, 8th he started? So, fair play. Fair play. Earlier on, I thought maybe Perez was going to keep Max a little bit more honest, but drifted away from him as the race has gone on, hasn't it? And we've got quite big gaps now. You've got 10 seconds from Perez to Verstappen, then a further 5.3 to Sainz, 7.8 to Alonso, 3.7 to... Like, the field's quite spread out now compared to what it was. Yes, we've got Norris, Leclerc, you know, Russell, Hamilton that have all stopped fairly recently. Piastri, Alonso, Sainz and all them will stop again, but still...
Energy has recovered as well, so we're happy to start using energy if you need.
$23 laps to go, so we're well over halfway now. Stroll's still out of the points. He's in 12th at the minute. Tsunoda's currently in 11th. I'd like to see Tsunoda get into the points. Suzuka, that would be good. There's not as many opportunities right now, I don't think, for teams to get into the points because you've got 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris, 2 McLarens who are consistently there. 2 Red Bulls, 2 Ferraris, 2 McLarens, which is 8. 6, sorry. And then potentially Mercedes, the 2 Mercedes, which is 8 cars that are pretty much going to be in the top 10 most races. Doesn't give you much room. And then chuck in 1 Aston Martin of Alonso. There's usually only 1 position that the rest of these teams are trying to fight over. Unless cars have incidents or what have you. You know, it's pretty... It's a struggle to get into the points. It's tough, man. It's tough for those teams like Sauber, Williams, Haas.
Needs to stop again.
It's so close, though. Behind Red Bull, race to race, it's so close between Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Aston. You know, it's so close between all of those. I think as we go to different tracks, we will see it ebb and flow a little bit. So Charles Leclerc will be net ahead of Carlos Sainz when Sainz pits, but obviously Sainz at that point will be on fresher tyres. Oh, Piastri missing the chicane there. Hi, Calf. Can Sainz realistically catch Perez? I'm not sure about that. I am not sure about that, milady. Charles Leclerc is catching Perez, though, every lap. Obviously, he's 6th, Perez is 2nd. But what I mean is Perez needs to stop, and Charles Leclerc is catching him in terms of lap times. But Charles Leclerc needs to go to the end of the race, and on these tyres, Perez will stop and then have fresher tyres, so... Verstappen, Perez, and Sainz all do need to put the hard on, though. Well, either the hard or a soft. Because they've only ran the medium. Alonso technically doesn't need to stop, but obviously he will. Tsunoda is only 2 seconds off P10. Excuse me. Yeah, the Alpine's a dog.
Okay, pushing, good job.
Currently the last of the running cars in 16th and 17th. Piastri's pitting. Turbulence down the back straight. Russell saying his helmet's flying off his head. What the hell? What? That's not what you want, is it? And what does that even mean? Oh, Tsunoda round the S's, past Hulkenberg, into the points. Boxing Perez. All right, Perez boxing, Alonso's boxing.
Just to be clear, we are going to have to.
Let's see how this all shakes out. Hard tyres for Perez. unsurprisingly. Presumably it's going to be Hadz for Alonso as well. He had one set of each tyre. Yeah, Hadz for Alonso. Good stop for Alonso. 2.1 stop for Perez, 2.4 for Alonso. They're both going to come out in clear track. He's having a pretty quiet but effective race, Fernando. Magnussen doing a bit of weaving. Hugo. Yeah, I mean, Magnussen's definitely Hugo weaving there. About to box Max Verstappen as well.
So we see that you are increasing status. Just
Box,
look after the tires, please.
I mean, Perez should be blitzing past Norris here. Quick stop for Verstappen as well. Red Bull crew, they don't make mistakes, do they? They're always so good. It's very, very rare you see a Red Bull pit stop go wrong. Norris doesn't even defend against Perez. I get it. He knows that there's no real point, because at some point Perez will get past, such as the speed delta. He's just thinking about his own race. You don't love to see it, but I do completely understand it. Perez now 1.2 seconds behind Charles Leclerc.
Even this clean air, it makes a massive difference.
Okay, good.
Carlos Sainz currently leads, obviously needs to stop. I imagine he's going to stop very soon, maybe even this lap. Exciting news, Lance Stroll's in the pits for a fresh set of boots. They want him to stay out. Why are they... Why? Just box him. Everyone else is boxed. Just get him in. It looked a bit smoky down at the chicane. Now Perez behind Charles Leclerc. He's going to presumably breeze past. Yeah, easily. I'm not quite sure what the benefit is for keeping Sainz out, really. Everyone else has pitted, just box him. Ah, yes, that's what the smoke was from. Carlos Sainz. I thought there was smoky down the chicane.
Yeah, let's box zone. I think I'm going to lose time here.
Copy understood. This is on new medium. Let's see. The more we extend, the better it is, but stay on our toes.
Now they're going to box Sainz. I mean, they should have boxed him a while ago.
Balance is good. You probably.
Alright, Sainz going to stop now. Oh, excuse me, but he's going to come out behind Charles Leclerc. Yeah, decent stop. Sainz going to come out now behind both Mercedes, which he'll breeze past, obviously, but... Just to put this in context, Carlos Sainz is now It's like 10 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. Like... I feel like they've done him a little bit dirty there, to be honest. I feel like they've done him a little bit dirty. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Sainz on fresh tyres now behind Hamilton. What? They're boxing Russell? What? Okay. I'm not sure what the benefit of that is. Because I feel like the maximum he could get to is exactly where he was. I'm not really sure. We'll see. Like, is he going to have the pace to catch Piastri on the hards? Hmm. For me, surely you just split the strategies here. You leave Lewis out. Russell's already pitted. He's made his choice. You leave Lewis out, and then you see how it. If you pit both, then you've got two drivers. I feel like you give more opportunities if you leave one out. No, they're not going to do that though. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me at all. That doesn't make sense to me at all. It really doesn't. It's too late to be doing that. He stayed out for 2 more laps than Russell. He's going to be miles behind Russell now after he was catching him. Slow pit stop. Yeah, it's just a stupid strategy, man. Honestly, a stupid strategy. Like, he was 3 seconds behind Russell. He's now 10 seconds behind Russell. So if you use that as a delta, like, Russell will struggle to catch Piastri and Alonso. They may as well have left Lewis out. What's the point in pitting him? You've pitted Russell. If Russell can catch them, great. Yeah, you've got Norris and Leclerc. It's whether Norris can catch him, really. I think Norris will catch him. I mean, Sainz. The question is whether Sainz can catch Norris. I feel like Sainz will also catch Leclerc. I think Sainz will end up back ahead of his teammate, but I'm not sure if Sainz... Yeah. Explain to me what the point of pitting Hamilton was. He's 13 seconds behind Piastri with 13 laps to go. What is the point? He should have left him out on Hadz. Honestly. It just seems stupid. Yeah, absolutely woeful from Mercedes. Absolutely woeful. Russell might catch Piastri. It's possible. He is creeping up on him, but Hamilton isn't going to. Because Hamilton's a further 8 seconds behind. Yellow flag, sector 2. Someone's gone off. Logan Sargent. Oh. He's reversing onto the track. He's gone off into the gravel. He's kept it going, though. He's gone off pretty much where Charles Leclerc went off, I think. Well, that's a terrible weekend for Williams, isn't it? Let's have a look. Presumably he's just gone wide and exactly what Charles Leclerc did. Oh yeah, he's just skidded into the gravel. On the curb, left side, couldn't get the car slowed down, locked up, gone into the gravel. Got it back out. And now he's a walking advert for B&Q. A driving advert for B&Q. So Norris is catching Leclerc and Sainz is catching Norris. Ooh, it's going to get spicy in the last 10 laps, isn't it? How is this going to work? Yeah, it's pain, isn't it? Oh, Norris. Oh. Yeah, Norris is struggling a little bit. I think Sainz has got the speed to get past Norris, and then I would imagine he'd be pretty quickly on Charles Leclerc for that final podium. That final podium slot. Yeah, he's all over the back of Norris even before he gets DRS. Yeah, Norris, I don't think he's able to fight that. Russell is only 3.6 seconds behind Piastri now as well. If Russell gets a move on, he might be able to get Piastri, maybe Alonso. So maybe I was wrong, and for Russell it is a smart strategy. I still think it was not necessarily smart for Hamilton, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. I think Russell does seem to have the pace where he's able to, he might be able to catch Piastri. And Piastri's only a second behind Alonso. The only problem Russell might have is that Piastri is in the DRS of Alonso. So when he gets behind Piastri, Piastri does still have DRS from the car ahead. So I will say this though. What a recovery drive from Charles Leclerc. That stint he did at the beginning of the race has put him in a net 4th position. When Sainz gets ahead of him, that's put him in a net 4th. I mean, that is some going from where he was strategy. I mean, it's a smart radio message. There's no point wasting time fighting his teammate. His teammate's getting past. He's on fresher tyres. I'd be fuming if I was Hamilton as well. Hamilton came out 10 seconds behind Russell. He's now 5.8 behind him. Russell's catching Piastri. Hamilton's catching Russell. Then after he did the pit stop, they did a front wing adjustment. He seemed pretty quick, but every time he's come out, he's been further behind the pack because of various things. So he's then had to gain all that time back. Then he stopped again and lost it all again, and then he's had to gain it all back again. But Russell does look like he's going to catch Piastri in a couple of laps now. Norris is almost 3 seconds behind Sainz now, so I think when Sainz gets past Leclerc, I think Leclerc's got enough in the bag to cover Norris. Not because Norris seems to be struggling a bit. Yeah, I mean, Sainz is going to be passed pretty easy. I mean, Leclerc did try and stop him, but he was never gonna stop that. In before George Russell crashes trying to overtake Piastri. Or maybe gets behind Alonso. Alonso brake tests him again for lols. Going into 130R, Alonso just hits the brakes. Oh, go on, Lance. Bloody hell. Lance almost made me believe that he's a good racing driver with that move. Crikey. No, Bottas getting mugged. Yeah. Maybe we should just put all the bad drivers on like hyper soft tires. Oh, Lance Stroll's done it again. He's a bloody god. Go on, Lance. Lance Stroll's on softs, and it's eight. He's got he's 8 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda, with 6 laps to go. Is he going to catch him? Lance Stroll. I've always said it. Lance Stroll, such a talent. You know, such a talent. Not many drivers could do that move round there that Lance Stroll did. Oof. Alonso will be watching that back after the race going, I could not have done this. You know, because I don't know why Fernando Alonso is Russian. No idea. Russell almost in DRS of Piastri. Almost. So, what can George Russell do? Can he get Piastri and Alonso too? What can George Russell do? Can he get Piastri and Alonso too? Right, he's in DRS now. Like, genuinely, while Russell's been catching Piastri, Lance Stroll sounds so... Ooh, he sounds so hyper, doesn't he? Russell's been catching Piastri, but in the time Russell's been catching Piastri, Hamilton has gained 5 seconds on Russell. I will say this, though, Lance. Alonso's, you know, he's managing, so. I don't think Stroll's gaining enough on Tsunoda with 4 laps to go. He'd need to be doing well over a second a lap to catch him. So, Georgie boy will have DRS down the straight, but so will Piastri. Yeah, he's nowhere near him. Yeah. In the end, as well, guys, Verstappen. We all said Verstappen was going to win, but early on we thought maybe Perez was going to put a little bit of pressure on him. But that's not happened, has it? He's going to win easily, Verstappen, and we expected him to win. You know, we all expected him to win, but. It was a bit of a dive. It was a bit of a dive there, wasn't it? I'd have to see that again, but that looked quite late. Yeah, that was... Oh, that was way too late. That was way too late. Yeah, that was too late. Russell might be in trouble for that, you know. Russell might be in trouble for that. Do you think he'll get a penalty for that? Do you know what that's done as well, though? He's ruined him to the point where he's now out of DRS of Alonso. That's actually quite big. That's actually quite a big thing. Unless Piastri can get back in the DRS by the end of the lap. Was a little bit late, that move, wasn't it? I don't know how the stewards will see that, but I think it was very, very late. Yeah, Hamilton's been lapping quicker than Russell. Obviously, Russell's been now slowed up behind Piastri, but Hamilton's been lapping quicker than him for this whole last stint. Piastri's still not quite in the DRS of Alonso, though. Oh, he might have just got into it at the detection point. I think he did. He did. Alonso slowed. Alonso slowed to give him DRS. Yeah, Alonso did the Carlos Sainz. Alonso slowed to let Piastri back in DRS because he knew that was the best way of keeping Russell behind. Wily fox. Stroll's saying that the Aston Martin is slow on the straight. It's like driving a different formula. If that's the case, then how is it Piastri can't get past Fernando when he's got DRS and Fernando doesn't? Riddle me that. Oh, maybe. Well, we're on the final lap now. These guys haven't started the final lap yet, but the leader has. McLaren don't have a very good efficiency of their DRS as well. So what's Georgie Boy going to do to get past Piastri? Oh, he's locked up. He locked up. Oh, yeah, he's done. Piastri's fucked it. Piastri fucked it. He's fucked it on the last lap. Oscar, you've made it so easy for him. Oh. Yeah. It's unfortunate from Oscar. Max Verstappen's going to win at a canter. Max Verstappen. Back to winning ways. Unsurprisingly. Perez. I mean, Red Bull will be happy with that, obviously. Sainz going to get the final podium position. We're not seeing this fight now. I don't think Russell's going to get Alonso. And Hamilton was too far back to get Piastri. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Stroll. He did lose the position, as you say. I don't know what happened to him, though. Tsunoda finishes P10, gets a podium at his home race. Love that. Love that. Yeah. Yeah, good from Yuki. Good from Yuki. I feel a bit gutted for Piastri because he was stuck behind Alonso for so long, and then he's made that. He just made a mistake on literally the final corner of the penultimate lap, and he gave it to Russell, didn't he? But Russell gained a position that I think he would have lost if he would have stayed out. So I suppose Mercedes played the strategy well there. But I'm not sure if they played it well with Hamilton. I don't know. A great drive from Charles Leclerc. Like, Charles Leclerc started in, what, 8th? That first stint to jump all of those cars, really, really solid drive from Charles Leclerc. Like, really good. Yeah. Well, there we go. I mean, listen, I wasn't expecting anyone other than Max to win, so I'm not surprised at that or anything. Yeah, Perez has been doing a lot better. I mean, he has, hasn't he? All Red Bull want him to do is finish second, and he's been doing it. So, I mean, hard to argue against anything. Yeah, and there we go. Early morning. Thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. If you were watching on YouTube or Twitch, I appreciate you. I will be back live tomorrow on Twitch for your regular gaming content. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whatever you're up to. And I will see you on the flip side. Enjoy the podium celebrations. Goodbye.
rain on you. I can make your dreams come true. I can make it rain on you. I can make it rain on you.